Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another episode of Monday Motivation. And today we're going to talk about, you guessed it, motivation. So as always, if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe and turn on your notifications so that every time I post you'll be kept up to date with my new videos. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and for supporting me. And please make sure your notifications are turned on so that you don't miss anything too. So yeah, today I want to talk about motivation and the one way to stay motivated to achieve your goals. And it's funny because I'm making this video from a place where I've literally just had like little motivation, like no motivation, where I've really struggled. But do you know what? I love making these videos because they're not just helpful for you, but they're also helpful for me, and they remind me of things that are good and things that are effective and things that I need to do. Because do you know what? I'm not a perfect human, and no one who's giving you motivational videos, no, even people who've been life coaches for years, even they have their struggles. Honestly, everyone you meet, I'm sure, has struggled with motivation. All the people you see out there achieving their goals, Beyonce, Usain Bolt, Barack Obama, whoever it is, I'm sure that they've struggled with motivation. But there is one thing that I want to teach you, one thing that's had a significant impact in my life, something that's so small that can really help you through those times. And that's just a saying by one of the YouTubers I love, whose name is Terry Savelle. Honestly, look her up, life-changing. And that is, when it comes to achieving your goals, do not let your feelings decide. When it comes to achieving your goals, do not let your feelings decide. And honestly, it's something that's so small, and I think when something's small, it's so easy to dismiss it and be like, is that it? Like, you've literally said you're going to teach me how to stay motivated and that's all you're giving me. But honestly, life-changing, seriously. And basically, it's just the fact that, honestly, whoever you are, there are going to be times when you're not motivated. There are times when you're like pumped and you're like, yes, go get my goals. Like I woke up this week, I'm like, yes, wake up early, film a video. And there are times when you're pumped and so motivated. But equally, there are going to be times when you're exhausted, times when you're not in a good mood, times when you just, like, writing that essay, making that video, writing that blog post is literally the last thing that you want to do. But you know what? It's as important in those times when you feel low as it is when you feel motivated to do what you need to do. Because do you know what? Your goal is there. You've got your goal. So first of all, make sure you have your goal. Make sure it's clear. You've got that goal there. And that goal needs to be achieved regardless. And consistency is the way that you achieve things well. You need to be consistent. You need to work hard and work hard consistently. You can't just work hard on the days when you want to do well. Imagine you're training for the Olympics and half the time you're really motivated, really like, yes, I'll go get that gold medal. You train really hard, you push yourself, you take your protein, you do what you need to do, and then there are other days when you wake up in the morning and I'm sure you're like, do you know what, the idea of running is the last thing I want to do. But do you think if an Olympian decides that they'll only train hard when they feel pumped, do you honestly think they're going to get there? They're not going to get there. They have to wake up every single day, whether it's raining, whatever the conditions are, and train hard because they see their goal. And that's what it is. When it comes to your goals, do not let your feelings decide. Focus on your goal and not your feelings, because best believe there'll be days when you just cannot be bothered. But if you're like, do you know what, this is what I want to achieve, I want to get, you know, this number of subscribers, I want to get this grade in my degree, it's like, do you know what, no matter how I feel, that's the goal. And that's the thing that I focus on. And my behaviour will be directed towards that. My behaviour will be focused on that, not on how I feel. So, as part of my degree, one of the things I'm doing is learning how to be a psychological wellbeing practitioner, which means that I've got training to help people who are dealing with low mood and anxiety. And one of the main symptoms of low mood or depression is a lack of motivation. People with depression usually struggle with motivation. It is hard to motivate themselves to do things, and that's for different reasons. It's the depression, it's the fact that it makes them tired, it's so many things. But one of the interventions we teach them to help them is called behavioural activation. And that is all about acting outside in instead of inside out. So when you're acting inside out, it's like, I feel low, I feel tired, so I'm not doing this. Whereas acting outside in is the complete opposite. It's, do you know what, I might not feel motivated, but do you know what, this is my goal, and I'm acting outside in. I'm letting what I'm doing, I'm focusing on my goal, I'm focusing on the outside, and by focusing on that, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to let my feelings decide what I do, I'm going to let my goals decide what I do. And honestly, over time that becomes easier, and this is something that I put into practice. So last year at uni, I was in dance society, and there were times when I couldn't be bothered, but I was like, do you know, I want to be a better dancer, I want to do the dance shows, but I'd be lying in bed like after a long day, like lectures or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, can I be bothered? And I'd literally be waking up from my nap and like know that I'd have to leave for dance in like 15 minutes, and I just thought, oh, I can't be bothered, maybe next week. And you know what, I just had to repeat it to myself. Do not let your feelings decide. Do not let your feelings decide. And you know what, with time, it gets easier. The first time, it's literally dragging myself up to go to dance. But you know what, every time you don't let your feelings decide, it gets easier. And the reverse is true. Every time you let your feelings decide, you're like, I'm tired, I'm not doing it. That can become a habit where you don't do things when you don't feel good, and that's not good. So don't let your feelings decide. Focus on your goals and work towards that. And so if you found this useful and you like these Monday motivations, please do make sure you give me a thumbs up, make sure that you share this video, and comment below on what you'd like to see more of, what you found useful. Any feedback is really appreciated. Thank you.